We're waiting for everyone to come in. It's still early, so we're going to give everybody until 6:25 to get in class.
Hey, Flo.
Hello.
I'll check it out. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Shake your head, yes,
Yeah.
if you hear me. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I don't think she can hear us. Oh, no.
Yes, okay, got it, Paris. She's like trying to figure out the thing. She's like, what the fuck is it? All right. Hi, everybody on Instagram. Just letting you guys know that the class is starting soon. So if you want to join the class, this is the member ID and the passcode are right there. You could see meeting ID and passcode. I can't put the link here for some reason. So those of you who do want to come in the Zoom, you're more than welcome to. Those of you who just want to stay live on Instagram, you could do that too. It doesn't begin for about another 5-10 minutes. So we're going to give everybody a chance to get in the class. So for now, let's just chill out. That's the link. And for Zoom, guys, if you want to join. I feel so tired today. I mean, I've been feeling tired since this Taurus season is about to come, and it's always like, slow down, Taurus, slow. You look gorgeous, Paris, by the way.
Thank you.
You're fucking bomb, yo.
Bro, I've been tired too, Flo.
So banging. Look at the middle. Look how it breaks up. Yeah. It's so soft. It's so soft and delicious. So good. I'm so tired today. I just want to sleep.
Yeah, I've been tired all week.
Thinking about joining a reality television show. Is there any advice you can give me from being in the industry? Just be yourself and don't go on there pretending to be somebody else, because people will know and you'll look like an idiot. Just be yourself and don't try to impress anybody. Just be yourself. Be true to yourself. And if you're like a liar, or you listen, in reality TV, they find the person's personality and then they portray you as that. So if you lie a lot, they're going to catch you in all the lies and they're going to keep showing you lies. If you if you have sex a lot, they're going to show you as a slut, right? So they like to pick a personality. So be very careful what personality you give them. Like, just remember that everybody's labeled something in reality TV. Oh, she was the crazy one. That's what they used to say about me. So not like I give a shit, but not like I give a shit because I'm a little crazy. I look crazy right now. I was supposed to take a shower. I ended up making dinner. Yeah, it does make sense. They're gonna pick you exactly like what they see you as. That's what they're gonna pick you as. So be careful who you portray yourself as. Go on there and be very, very honest, first of all. Believe it or not, the smart people that watch reality TV, they can tell who's being fake and who's not, because there's a lot of people that will be like, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They watch TV and they don't know what they're talking about. They just say anything. But there's a lot of people that first thought I was crazy. Now they're like, I saw you, just keep it honest, as honest as you can. I'm seeing the color purple here everywhere. Excuse me. So I'm gonna have an astrologer come on. I mean, it's nice to make a donation for the class, right? But it's not like mandatory. But these next classes that I'm doing, I'm gonna be making people pay for them because they're gonna be more in depth, more detailed, and I want to pay people like guests to come on and stuff. And I can't be paying shit out of my pocket. That's not how it's gonna work. So for right now, I'm just doing like these classes so you guys can learn stuff like that, and then to help promote these people that are working with me. And then the next classes that I do, though, whenever that is, I'll see, because I'm working with my spirit guides to see like what's next, right? Yeah, I'm seeing the color purple everywhere right now. Also represents royalty, the color purple, you know. Danny, if you're coming to class, guys, right there, if you look at the bottom of that thing where it's pinned, press more. It says join meeting ID, and then you'll see a meeting ID and passcode. So you could put that in there because I can't, for some reason, I can't put the link on it. So you guys can put the meeting ID and passcode, or you could stay on Instagram. But if you come into the class, you'll be able to ask questions or whatever. But you're more than welcome to stay on Instagram and just watch. I'm also live on YouTube. Hmm. Really? Okay, so that link right there, you guys on YouTube, members or whoever, just click that link and come into the class. So if you want to come to the class, it's better because so I don't have to keep looking at the Instagram comments, the YouTube comments, and then I have to stay. My focus has to stay on the Zoom. So I'm not gonna be able to come look at your questions and then look at her. So maybe you could just listen in and learn whatever she talks about. You guys can grab some knowledge off of it and ask questions, and once in a while try to look and see what your questions are. It's a $5 to $10 donation. I know, she being only if it's it's meant to be, only if it's meant to be. So yeah. Don't worry about it, Paris. Don't worry. If you have any questions for an astrologer, now would be the time to start getting the questions. Those of you who just joined, click the meeting ID and the passcode. I would like for you guys to get on the classes. If you cannot afford, if you can't send the money, just come in the class. Just come in the class. Like I said, if you can't send it, just come in the class. Don't worry about the money. Just come on because we're already starting. So, I'd rather you guys be on the Zoom so I can get off Instagram, to be honest with you. So you guys can get on the Zoom, guys. Get on the Zoom because I'm not trying to stay on Instagram this whole time, okay? But we have Lumi, the astrologer, coming in, and she's gonna help guide you guys through this astrology class. And be on the Zoom so I can get off Instagram, to be honest with you. I wonder if hold on. Hello. So you guys can get on the Zoom, guys. Get on. Okay. Can somebody talk? I want to see if I can hear you. Paris, can you say something?
Yeah. Hello.
Talk. You're talking?
I don't think you can hear me.
Okay. Now,
Mhm.
here's I have the issue here. I have to do something here. I have to fuck, don't tell me this. Because it's not letting me, hold on 1 second, because it's not letting me hear you either, but I can't because hey guys, okay, we're having a little bit of an issue here with the sound because I know I have, hold on. Okay, try to talk now, Paris.
Hello.
Yeah, it's still not letting me hear. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Flo, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Hold on. I'm gonna leave and come back.
Okay. So that's your thing. Okay. Guys, the link is right there to the Zoom. If you want to come in, I'm gonna keep YouTube on because I want to record this whole thing, but I'm just gonna let you know I'm not gonna be able to keep looking at the YouTube for your questions. Hey, boys, guys living like I'm not gonna be able to keep looking at you guys for the questions. So if you, like I said, get in the Zoom so you can communicate with us on the Zoom. It's easier that way. The link right there. Get on in. And because I'm not gonna be able to see these questions on YouTube because I won't be able to focus on the class, and I'd rather focus on the class. Thank you guys. Love you. Love and light to you. All right, Instagram, whoever's coming into the class, that's the member ID. 827-916-44810, and the passcode is 95882. Okay, 8822. I'm gonna post the link in the passcode on the bottom. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later because I gotta go focus on the YouTube here. Okay, bye. All right. How's everybody feeling? What's going on with everybody?
Tired.
Very tired, super tired. It's like drained, and I'm sure she'll explain to us. And I know because it's Taurus is in it's coming up. Taurus season. Usually, I get like very like it's first of all, it's made to slow you down. You know what I mean? So you can.
Seems like everybody's tired.
Yeah, because this is the time. This is the time where we're all going to be slowing down for Taurus energy. You know, this is a time when I feel like with Taurus, the finances, everything's slowing down, so you could like get your finances in order, get things in order that were not in order before, that were all over the place, and now yeah, very tired. I feel like super just drained. I don't know what else I could tell you guys. I'm just drained, but not in like a bad way, not in a negative way. I'm just, I'm just tired. Oh, and another thing I want to tell you, because we got the astrologer coming, I want to tell you guys, you will be, you're going to be, a lot of things are changing for the better for us, right? A lot of things, right? They might not seem like it right now, but they are. They're getting better. And slow yourself down a little bit, because we've been just, even though it seems like we've been lazy, we kind of been on the go. I haven't really gotten time to myself at all. You know what I mean? So I don't know about you guys, but I haven't, who's hello? Okay. I haven't really gotten time to myself, meaning, completely to me. And it's like, now it's like, we gotta, I feel like Taurus season for me is going to bring a chance for me to like either go away for a few days or something, because I need it. I need to just be like, not thinking about work, not looking at my phone, be by the lake somewhere, by the beach somewhere. I need that right now, So I don't know how you guys feel, but that's what I feel.
What kind of glue? To glue.
All right. Oh. All right, everybody, say hi to Lumi. That's her right there. Okay. So Lumi, this will be streamed on my YouTube.
Okay, sounds good.
I decided not to stay on Instagram because it was getting like, I have to look this way and my,
Oh yeah, it's too much.
I'll post on YouTube, and this is everybody. I want you to say hello to Lumi. She is a friend of mine, and she's also a phenomenal, such a good astrologer that I have to tell her to dumb it down for me sometimes. I'm like, yo. Yeah, you gotta talk to me like the astrology for dummies. And she's like, okay, I got you. Because she could be like real goddess like energy. So she has to slow down a little bit. Okay. Introduce yourself, let everybody know who you are, what you do, all that good stuff.
Yeah, anytime. My name's Lumi Palenko. I'm an astrologer, transformation life coach, and energy healer. For around a decade, I've been practicing with clients for the last several years, specifically around the pandemic. But with my astrology practice, it found me for a really long time ago. It's like embedded in me since I was a child. I loved astrology, and I loved how it was such a powerful tool for people, and as well as for myself and like my development. And I was a very sensitive child, very intuitive. I didn't know how to explain my feelings around people and why. And astrology just happened to have been that door for me to enter, where I realized why I was a certain way. And it helped me find the peace in my life whenever I had chaotic moments, and even my experience with other people. Like it definitely helped bridge the understanding between other people. But anyway, in terms of my practice, I trained under Rebecca Gordon for a couple of years in my early 20s, and then just decided under her mentorship, she pushed me in the direction to pursue this full time. And I never looked back since then. And I've been working with many clients in regards to them finding their empowerment whenever they are going through hard struggles in life, whenever they feel stuck in their whole process, they have no direction to turn to. The birth chart is the key component for you to figure out the ways to help you get out of those certain situations, because no two souls are engineered the same way. And that's how it is revealed in your birth chart. Your birth chart is only unique for you, and it's up to you to decide how you best work with the planets, how you could best work with its energies for any kinds of blockages that you may be going through, whether it be if you're like in a constant battle in certain relationship struggles or career lackluster, like if ever you feel like you're in a career that you're not optimally feeling great, you're not like on the higher level that you're hoping for in your life, then maybe the reason why that is because you're not fulfilling your life purpose. Now, the birth chart does reveal certain themes that you can tap into, as well as hints that you could pursue in order to find that door for you to enter. And you really do become empowered as you learn to use it effectively, as you work with the birth chart. And I usually, with my clients, I am not like any juju up in the air. Like I don't give a lot of a jargon that's unclear per se. Like I do break it down in a comprehensive way as much as possible. But once the client does, and people that I've worked with and coached with, they really found liberation in their experiences. Like they found so much clearances, like if ever they were like in horrible relationships or just in life situations that they did not like anymore, they did not want to work with anymore. The birth chart does give you that idea as to how you could get yourself out of it and attract better outcomes in your story. So that's why the birth chart's very impactful and very powerful for you. And I hope that was good for you, Flo, in a nutshell. About my background.
It's perfect. So, she does, just so you guys know, everybody knows on YouTube and stuff, she does offer private sessions, and you could check her website out, just all of that. But first, I'm going to ask, and by a show of hands, how many of you have your birth chart? All right, so pretty much everybody almost. Okay. All right, so I would like to ask her pretty simple questions. I don't want to keep her here for too long, maybe at 15, 20 minutes the most. I would like to ask simple questions. And for me, it's like, I want you guys to have a question prepared when it's time for you're ready to ask her something. And she'll try to get to as many of you as she can. So for me, my question is, the North and South Node. I do understand that the North Node is your North guide. It's like your true North guide, like sort of thing. But I kind of want you to break down in simple terms the North and South Node and why and how you can use them and for what.
Mm-hmm. I could even describe to you what the North Node is. Like people don't even know what it is, like in what part of the sky it's located. It's basically like a point in space between Earth and the moon. When we were born, the nodes are designated to a certain group. So like 2.5 years range, that's when the nodes stay in one sign. So we all have different North Node, South Node stories in our birth chart. Now, the North Node has to do with it's like the uncharted territory. It's the area in our lives where we're very uncomfortable. But then once we enter it, that's when we attract better opportunities for our life. And it's the area that we might be afraid to begin stepping into because it's the path of the soul's way of breaking out of the karmic patterns, which is the South Node. Okay. So the South Node has to do with like the weight we all carry. It's like the etheric baggage we carry from every lifetime, from past lives.
Right.
It's something that we mastered though, it's like something that we have perfected, but almost to the point where we're not growing anymore. We're not growing optimally as souls. Whereas the North Node, it's like, okay, the North, like the soul itself, like your soul, your personality self, like your human self, like right now as we're talking, this is our personality. Now, our soul self is the area above us where it's the observer of our story. So our souls made a pact with the creator in every lifetime as to like what North Node we are designated to work with. So Now, the North Node may be uncomfortable for you, but then once you start crossing that path in terms of understanding the nature of it, that's when you're going to be able to blaze through any obstacles that you may find yourself in. But you just have to take that one step.
So if someone was to, let's say, you're not giving readings and stuff because that will just take all day, but
Mhm.
mine is North Node in Cancer, South Node in Capricorn. And I realized that one of my most prominent relationships, they were Capricorn, and I have Cancer in my North Node. And it was one of the most difficult relationships that I went through, one of the most powerful ones, right? So for instance, when I look at Cancer, what Cancer represents, the home, intuition and stuff like this, and then look at my North Node and be like, oh, so my sole purpose with the fact that it's in Cancer, my lessons are to learn emotions, for instance, like maybe I'm not emotional enough, or, you know what I'm saying? Can we look at it like that? Like, look at your sign. What does the South Node, North Node represent? And then just try to put the two pieces together, sort of, right?
Yeah, like if you look at the archetype of a Cancer is all about care, self-worth, feeling worthy and secure, being secure in your own space as to who you are. It's not necessarily all the time like Cancers have to be motherly or nurturing. It's like such a stereotype for Cancer.
Very cold people.
Because they're on the path of understanding nurturing. That's the thing. And they could, if they don't have that kind of, like a good early start, like in their childhood, if they didn't have that satiated feeling of feeling safe or secure with their mothers or maternal figures.
Yeah.
That's what happens when the Cancer kind of gets in the crab, like in the kind of shell, like where it's just like not wanting to extend out. But as you start building your ways towards understanding what nurturing means for you, that's what's going to help you pinpoint better direction for your own self-security and as well as others that you're working with. And even in relationships, they'll be more improved. Like you'll have a better attractive quality about you, or even people that will come into your life, they'll be more intentional, more authentic as you're working with your North Node energy. Now, you have to look to your moon too. So that's the thing. I'm going a next step higher and I'm going to kind of dial it down. But yeah, like if you do compute your North Node, what it does and the sign, that does tell you what the nature of your dharmic path is. But we also have to take it to the next step further.
Dharmic path, guys.
Yes.
There's a karmic path, which is learning lessons, clearing karma. And then the dharmic is more like the fun and easy stuff, like the nice stuff. You know what I mean? Like your dharma, it's your good karma, basically, right? So for anybody in here, if you have a question, just raise your hand and let us know. I had that question. I just want you to break it down. I don't want you to go crazy because again, if people want readings, they could just go to you.
Sure.
It's not about that, but we're going to try to get to as much as we can today. I just don't want to overdo it with because you came on here as a gift. So thank you. Does anybody have any questions about their charts at all? Anybody want to know anything at all? Like,
I think somebody wrote that they don't have an accurate birth time. I could explain how that works. Like if you're born in the States, you can request on .gov, Bureau of Vital Statistics, where you could request a long form of your birth certificate in the hospital that you were born.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how it works. I mean, you have to go through some steps, but it's not that expensive. It's like $25 to retrieve it.
Okay.
And yeah, you should be able to find the hospital records as to the time of your birth. But it has to be long form, not short form.
That's amazing. Does anybody else want to ask anything at all? It's for you guys, you guys can go ahead, babe. Go ahead, Goldie. Yeah, just unmute it. That's it.
Hey, so how do we find it? Like on the chart?
What?
Because you were able to like list this two
Find
songs.
what do you want to find?
The North Node?
The North and South Node.
It looks like a horseshoe.
Yeah, and also
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it looks
don't
like
need
a
the
glitch.
it's the horseshoe of the North Node is like a regular horseshoe, and the other side, the other one is upside down.
Reverse.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the horseshoe with the little two circles is up, and then the other one is upside down. I just learned that yesterday, so I'm fine.
Yeah, you could think of it like north as the bow facing up, and the south, the bow facing down. That's how
So
you.
south is also known as the midhaven, correct?
No,
Oh, okay. All
no,
right.
no. The midheaven is the top part of the chart. The most peak part, like the peak of the chart, And that
Okay.
actually represents how you entered as a soul. Like, I'm going to give you a little food for thought. So before you decided to incarnate, you entered from that midheaven point. It's very interesting, like into the birth chart, like the soul's energetic field went through the midheaven energy.
Wow.
So that's like the peak of your life experience. It's like how you entered and as well as how you're going to feel most optimal in your life as a soul. So in your Cancer midheaven flow, you're on the path of sharing, nurturing in some way, care and innovation, because your moon's anchored by that part. So anyway, I wanted to throw out that. But Paris, that's the answer to your question. I hope that answered.
Thank you. Goldie, what was your question, babe?
My question was, I recently learned about, well, I didn't learn about it, but I heard about that we have a Juno sign. And I was just kind of confused about that and like how we would find it specifically and what it's about, because it was my first time kind of reading about it. And the literature I had was just a bit too confusing to like really articulate. So I was wondering if you could tell me about it.
Yeah, bonus points for you for asking about Juno. That's like advanced astrology. That's asking.
Yeah, that's why I didn't understand it. Like I was like,
Yeah.
what?
She's a bad
That's
girl.
impressive. I love that. Okay, so Juno is the it looks like a star, it looks like a scepter. It's like a sprinkle, and it has like that kind of stem to it. So Juno has to do with the marriage of your life. Like, so for instance, like who you're committed to, like how you feel most committed in your chart. So even if you're not married, what are you going to feel most committed to in your life? So for instance, if you have like Juno in the first house, that has to do with you being committed to you, being more solely autonomous for your needs, as opposed to giving all of your energy and support to your partner. You have to create that space of separateness in order to feel more in a balanced relationship. So Juno has to do with how you're committed in life and as well as your committed partnerships. So it could be marriage, it could be any relationship of any sort. It's a long-term relationship. So if you are in a relationship, depending on where Juno falls in your birth chart, that shows the nature of how you meet. And it also shows the nature as to how you feel most satiated in a partnership. And the sign of it alone, depending on what sign Juno's in, is generational too, because Juno doesn't move signs as frequently as most planets do. So that's why you have to really look it up and know, and see which one yours is in.
It's crazy that you said that it's like that little star the way it is, because I actually usually when I do my makeup, I actually draw that little star onto my face all the time.
It looks like, it looks like a sprinkle. It's like a like cross-stroking kind of star.
I literally draw that right next to my eye like almost every day.
Maybe you have Juno very close to
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, maybe you have Juno close to a natal planet of yours. Maybe you're very close to Juno.
Wow, it's crazy.
Look at that. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
That's usually what we do. We actually do things we're not sure if. I wanted to say really quickly.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Fuck.
Juno, marriage, committed partner. That's what we said.
Can we find our life actual purpose from our birth chart?
Yeah, it's nodes. It's the North Node. Life purpose is shown in this with the sun, where your sun's positioned, where you're going to feel most like utilized as a soul, where your sun is positioned, which house. Even though it might be in the most mundane house, like if you have like the sun in the 6th house, there's nothing wrong with that. The 6th house has to do with every day, like everyday life, everyday routines. But perhaps you feel most optimally like alive and fulfilled when you're out and about sharing your light with others. And you can't be enclosed in one space. Like it's like that's how the sun can be.
You think learning the houses and what they mean could be the easiest route to learning about astrology?
It's a good place to start, and that's how we usually begin.
Okay.
Yeah, because the houses have their representation of the signs. Because if you start from the sign of Aries, that's the 1st house, and then all the way to the 12th house, it's the sign of Pisces. Like that's how it's modeled after. But depending on your time of birth, that changes the total tempo of your birth chart as to the signs that represents it.
Sure, for sure. 'Cause
Yes.
you find out your ascendant with your birth sign as well, too. I mean,
Yeah.
your birth time. Anybody got any questions here? I hope I'm asking questions that help you guys a little bit here.
I see Melanie raised her hand.
Thank- yeah, I kind of wanted to know, like how, kind of like going back to Flo's question, um, like, cause I'm a beginner in astrology, I guess.
Nice.
So I wanted to kind of know, like, how, not, not the same question. I'm trying to pose it in a way that I can, make sense of it, but like, let's say you don't feel like you have a purpose, I guess, or like you don't know where you want to go in life.
Mhm.
Like you can tell that by your like birth chart.
Yeah, sometimes when you meet with clients or you meet with people or for yourself, for like if you don't feel like you have a purpose, that usually means you're not fully embedded in the chart just yet. You're not really utilizing your planets as consciously as you probably should as a soul. I'm not saying there's no right or wrong way. Like I'm not telling you everybody has to be with their astrology chart.
Right.
But once you start studying astrology or looking into the planets or understanding it, it actually awakens something in you, and then you kind of fall in line with your purpose. Like even with clients that I've had who had no idea about their birth chart alone, they had no idea what their soul purpose is or life purpose. Once I started opening up that door of like their overall sharing of their like birth chart and its promise and all those gifts that they have, and as well as challenges, then they tapped into understanding what they're meant to do. It just
Right.
awakens something in you when you start reading into it. And that's probably why you're drawn to it, Melanie, for a reason, you know?
Yeah. Thank you.
You also, Melanie, you sound very young. I'm not sure exactly how old you are.
I'm 21.
Okay, so you got
Yeah.
time to learn all this shit, man. Like everybody thinks, listen, take your time, be a kid, be a silly human for now. Ignorance is ignorance is bliss. Try not to get into the whole like crazy spiritual world until you really are ready, because once you do, you're not going to be able to have fun and go have sex with people, and not because you're going to judge yourself for everything, because you're going to want to live your soul's purpose. So if you want to have a little fun in life, just go be a complete crazy person first, and then find your purpose. Because if you find your purpose before you end up being a crazy person, you might just end up finding your purpose and then going fuck this and then go back to being a psycho. So just take your time. I know that sound, it makes sense to you though. You get
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Yeah.
Like getting married before you're ready to, and then now you want to cheat because you never had sex with nobody besides your husband. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's important.
You're
So-
also not even your Saturn return, Melanie, too. When you're 29, that's when you know your purpose. Like it's
right.
yeah. People say 21, that's when you should know everything. Oh my gosh, you don't know anything just yet. And that's okay. We
Right.
don't know anything. I'm 33 and like I'm still learning. I'm like, yeah, just keep going. But around the age of 29, 28, that's when I was just like, oh my God, like it was like an existential crisis that I had. And I was just like, I'm ready. Like it was
Took me-
last 29 years. Perfect. And it's powerful.
Thank you guys.
You're welcome. Listen, I was 38 when I finally realized this is what I'm supposed to be doing, because I was chasing everything in its mother, and then turned 38, 39. And I was like, oh shit, I've been missing my purpose this whole time. I didn't know this is what it was for. And I had to go through all that shit for me to get to this space.
There's
here.
always divine timing, no matter what. Like, no matter what in your time, like if you're found your purpose, like at 24, 30, 60, there's no right or wrong way. It's just the way your soul was, how your soul decided it in its life, you know?
Yeah.
That's how I see
Some
it.
people find it way earlier too. That's very true. It depends on what they came here and they chose to do. Like some people will come here with an old soul and they've lived many lifetimes and they're very aware and they open up their spiritual world quicker than others. And then there's new souls that really just wanted to come here and experience what it's like to be a human. And I believe that strongly has to do with what Lumi said about your midhaven. It's what you decided to do when you first got here. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
what did you decide you want to be when you came here? Some people decide they just want to be a human and have fun, and others want to really go deep into that spiritual finding themselves shit. You know what I'm saying?
Not for the faint of heart, that's for sure. Like once you start opening up, once you go into that rabbit hole, there's no stopping.
Never.
But it's so incredible as you learn everything.
It is 100%.
Really great. I see. Yeah, go on.
Goldie, you have a question?
Yeah, you had said Saturn return, and that hit me because I'm turning 29 this year in July. And I believe, again, reading stuff. Sometimes I don't know like what's 100% accurate or not, obviously, like on Instagram and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
as far as I know, the Saturn return for my age just begun like not too long ago. So yeah, so that's been interesting because I've gone through like breakups. I've had multiple friends and family members pass away in the past couple months. I had one just die on 420. So like yeah, I'm like there's a lot of stuff going on and just a lot of like breakthroughs just within myself, even just sitting at home and like thinking about things and remembering things I didn't remember from when I was younger and putting pieces together of the puzzle that you didn't really know were there until you know
Yeah,
really dig
you're
deep.
Saturn and Pisces generation, so a lot of stuff from the subconscious realms are going to come through for your generation.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
with that being said, like how do you go about your Saturn return? Like, does it matter like literally what your Saturn like is
wait,
in?
hold on. Let her first of all, some of us, including me, don't absolutely know what the fuck.
No, yeah, I want to know that too, but yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, so everybody understands because I want them to know what you're talking about because
Yeah.
people are like, huh? The hell is that?
Yeah, Saturn has to do with our like it's like the work we have to do. So
Right.
every time Saturn return basically means that from the time you were born with your birth chart, where Saturn's positioned, it takes 29 and a half years for it to make its official return because all the planets are always moving in motion. Like even after birth, your planets are moving. Like you already have the birth chart, but the transiting planets are moving. Okay. Now Saturn makes its return there to the original degree that you were born with. So that usually means that you have to step into your authoritative role, masculine role, assuming responsibilities, doing the work. Because if you don't do the work, you kind of get backlogged and you don't really attract great outcomes in your life experience if you don't do the work. And Saturn's like it's like the old strict disciplinary and like the strict old man, like just saying you have to do this, this, and this. You know, it's just like a little nasty man if you're not following his rules. I like to say he could be like a Merlin energy. He could be like somebody who
Wizard.
old sage, wise wizard. That's how I see Saturn when you're working with him. But when you're not working with him, that's when things get a little nasty.
Yeah,
But
he could be a real dick, is what I'm saying. I'm just kidding. He could be
yeah, yeah. So in your with your question, Goldie, Saturn returns, how to best prepare for it. Well, what lessons are coming up for you right now in regards to you feeling secure in your footing in your life? Because you become an adult officially when you're 29.
Right.
That's when you're assuming responsibilities and you're more certain in your path.
Mm-hmm.
So basically looking at what do you think you need to work on and what should you start working on, and that's how you can prepare for it because
Yeah.
you know, it's like admitting you have a problem is the first step to getting help, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
kind of saying like I want to do this, I want to fix that, I want to work on that, and then that's how you work with the Saturn return, basically looking at it because when I had my Saturn return, I had my daughter at 28, and I had her, and then this is when I got deep into my depression and postpartum depression and all that. And I started really experimenting with drugs, like a little bit like here and there. And I got like deep into the bullshit. So I wasn't doing the work because I was still depressed and lost and thinking that I was a bad person. And then it came to me later. And it's better to just get out the way when it's supposed to happen because the longer you wait,
Yeah. It's always gonna come around.
it will 100%. And some people here, if you have like, for some reason, I'm being guided to mention this. If you have a daughter, you have a baby, you have a child, right? One thing I'll let you know is if you don't get all the trauma out the way of whatever happened to you as a child, when you have a baby, it will all come to surface. So I would really try to work on any childhood trauma, especially sexual abuse or anything like that from this lifetime and others, because it will bring up some things that will hurt you later on. So try to get that all out the way and forgive everyone that you work with and that has ever done anything to you. Because again, we've all played roles. Some of us were the villains, some of them the good guys. So there's really no such thing as good and bad. And I just want to clarify that. But anybody else got any questions?
I think I saw some in the chat here. Hold on.
Yeah, take over because shit, I'm talking.
I
Oh,
had
wow.
a question.
Yeah, very good questions. Okay, so Flo, do you want to like look at the chat or we want to take questions on video?
Go ahead. Take whatever question you like.
I
Whatever
have a
you
question.
Jax, I can, I actually take Jax first and then I'll take you next. Okay, Christy? Okay. Yeah, Jax. you can go.
Thank you. So I had my chart read twice to me, where I was given copies of it twice, and both copies show completely different things. And I was wondering if you could speak to that, like why that might be, or was one of them fake and the other one legit, or like it just really caused a lot of confusion for me.
Yeah, did you do like AM or PM? Like did you put did you generate it or did somebody do it for you, you said?
It was a couple different sites that I put it through, and I was born in the AM, so I would have put AM.
Maybe PM was like, maybe it took it as PM, like it totally flipped the chart. That's what happens usually. Like there's no way that it could change. Or
Yeah.
perhaps you didn't use the same house system. So sometimes generators have again, there's such a long nuance of things that you have to consider when you're doing birth chart generators. Some people do whole house system. I do typically Placidus, but again, I can't explain to you guys on here because it's like advanced astrology. So just make sure it's the right time because that usually flips everything when you're AM and PM. Like maybe you mismarked it or something like that. That's the only explanation I could give you for that.
Okay, well, I guess that would make sense then, yeah, because I was, but I suppose it'd just be better to either go to somebody more reputable or trusted, maybe a more trusted site. I don't know, but I know that Flo, you had mentioned in an earlier live today this website, and as soon as you said it, it was like it was in one ear and out the other. Not that I wasn't listening because I had 100% attention on you, but it was just like immediately after you said it, I couldn't remember.
It's cafeastrology.com, and they give a pretty simple layout of the. Listen, guys, I am not a fucking astrologist. I can't. It's too many numbers, too many things going on. However, I know working with astrology has helped me actually guide people in readings, right? So like, I'll be like, oh, it's going to be Taurus season, time to slow down and blah, blah, blah. I'll know that for some reason, but astrology is not for the weak. Like you're not, like you have to go to somebody who knows what they're doing. Otherwise God knows what these people could tell you. You have to make sure you go to people who will look out for your best interest. I really have to say that. So if you want to invest in a reading, I'm not telling you this to promote her. You can go whoever you want. Get a reading by her. She did it for me. And not only did she give me my chart and explain to me, not only that, I get emails, updates for it. Plus, she gave me like a little reading, like a little card reading. So that I'm just saying, like, that's just for me. It's like if you go to certain people, it's like going to any tarot reader just because they're cheap. Like, gotta watch out. I'd rather pay the extra $50 than go to somebody who's just telling me whatever the fuck I want to hear. Sorry, I'm good.
Even the sometimes when you're like reading on your own, like on birth chart generators, it's very generic. Sometimes it's doom and gloom, the information that you read to, you're like, oh my God, you're like, what did I read? Like Pluto square moon, Pluto square moon natal. I'm like, oh my God, I'm horrible. Because it does give off like this stereotype. And the thing, when you're taking a reader, an astrology reader, they usually coach you, the good ones. They coach you these kinds of like interpretations and such.
Right.
Now, the thing is with generators or specific readers, if they classify you into being one way in the ways they read you, run the opposite direction.
Right.
Because they're putting you in some kind of mold. Whereas astrology is meant to help you become more free will in your expression. You have the control and power in your destiny. No other person can tell you who you are, only you. But the astrology, what it does is it shows you the solutions as to what you can find if you're an obstacle, which is the coaching component that some astrologers have a great gift of doing. They help get you out of those or help you realize what you have to do. And you decide upon yourself. So that's the only thing. And like when you're reading like the whole interpretations online, it kind of fixates you into being a certain way. So that's a little dangerous. I mean, it's okay to read books, which is awesome, like for developing your skill set. But those kind of generators, it's a hit or miss. That's the only thing about that.
All right,
Yeah.
let's get to these questions over here in the chat real quick, and I'm gonna just get to them and I'll read them out. Okay, so Sarah wants to know, what does it mean if Venus is in, and I'm just gonna say this real quick. T, you have a question about your Lilith South Node. The only reason I'm gonna say just go refer for that question is I wanted to know how should I know what I should be doing career and business. So just ask straight up, how do we know what's in career and business? Because that's basically she's giving you a reading, and we don't have time for that because then everybody's gonna want to know, I have this, I have that, what do I do with this? So just gonna clarify that. But we have here first, Sarah, what does it mean if Venus is retrograde in your chart?
That means you have to be very selective in your love, or you're very guarded with love. You're on the path of understanding how to be more conscious in who you let into your life. Because Venus is in a sluggish motion when you were born. So it's good to be discerning as to who you let into your life.
Okay.
Now, you can attract incredible relationships, even though you probably read online where it's just like, you're never going to have a relationship, you're never going to be married or be in a committed partnership. It's nothing like that. It's just about you becoming aligned with good people in your life that measure up to your expectations, who make you feel good. It's about building up your self-worth and your experience.
Okay,
Partner, but you have to find it within yourself with your Venus.
good. Like I said, you know me, I'm not trying to get you to answer for 3 hours. Like, let's just.
No, it's okay. It's lovely. As long as we enlighten people with astrology, I'm happy. It's fine.
I'm the type of person, like, I just want to get you, like, get you to answer some questions. That's it. And we'll go. If you
Okay,
want to
answer.
get into your own thing, that's on you. Because so we have Tamia. She says, are Virgos and Capricorns compatible? I could answer that for you. The soul's energy feels more attractive than anything else. I'm going to answer this real quick because I'm going to say this. I'm sure somewhere deep down inside they are compatible, because Capricorns can have a light sense of humor. They could be real fun and real easygoing. But Virgos are more serious and they like things in order and shit like this. And what happens with a Capricorn and Virgo, what I've noticed with relationships like that is the Virgo is the more responsible one, and the Capricorns, they're really good at responsibility and stuff like that. But if they're not in their healed stages and they're not in their I'm healed and I'm working stages, this could be like catastrophic, because I just feel like Capricorns are more like flighty. They're not like really focused. That's how I feel about most Capricorns. 90% of the Capricorns I know, they're like very me, selfish, and Virgos are not. Virgos are like, what do you need? I got you. What can I do for you? Am I right? So go ahead. You can go off that.
Yeah, we can go on multi-layers of interpretation for synastry, like, which is what you're asking for. The suns, like the sun in Virgo versus sun in Capricorn. That is only the surface of compatibility. You would have to look at the moon and how they're working with each other, because that's the emotional, like how you feel nurtured with each other. You have to look at the Venus and Mars, that's the sexual compatibility, the physical drive, because there's so many nuances of connection with compatibility. Now, on a soul level, the suns, Virgo and Capricorn as a couple, I mean, they could be a working couple. They could work together very well, because the Virgos are all about detailing and strategizing, whereas Capricorn, they plant that idea. They're like, yeah, I got this idea. What do you think? Virgo's like, I'll be put to work and I could do it for you. I'll serve you. Now, the thing about that is Capricorns, as you were saying, Flo, probably the me, it's because of the cardinal energy that Capricorn has, because all cardinal signs such as Libra, Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, it is all about them, or it's all about like how they're going to be emanating their shine, because they need to become more independent in their process.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let you know, if you're a Virgo and you want to deal with that, then that's ego you're gonna deal with. And I'm gonna tell you, Capricorns have an ego. I'm sorry, they have ego in bedrooms.
The low level ones,
Yeah.
the low level, like, but the ascended ones,
Yeah.
they could be very powerful healers, because
Mhm.
there's two phases of a Capricorn. There's one that's the goat, one is ego driven, all about just going direct and up. Whereas the sea goat is the second phase. So I'm talking about soul astrology right now. That's why you probably saw you confused. Like you see the goat and then you see a sea goat. The sea goat phase is the ones who are they're consciously aware. They love spirit work. They love taking the deep dive into connecting with their emotions. Like they're the more ascended version. So there's many phases of what signs go through. Like even Scorpios, they've got like they got like that lizard energy and they have that stinger energy, the scorpion, but they also have the phoenix representation. So again, your signs have soul tiers of expression.
And I feel like for normal people who don't understand astrology, what Lumi is saying and layman terms, no, what I'm saying is like, you know, like let's say you take astrology, what she's saying, I can give you a simple answer for that. When you are dealing with the person and dating a person, first of all, you could have 3 conversations with a person and listen. Do yourself a favor. Shh, listen.
Observe.
Don't talk a lot. Don't, the first date you go on, second, third, let them talk. Ask them question. How are you with your family? What, you know, do you have any ex drama? Let them talk. Because a lot of us like to go in and be like, me, monsters, right? So that's very important. And once you see, you're going to see easily, people show their true colors within the first 3 to 4 days of a date. I promise you. Trust me, I tell you, because I know I do. I show in the first 24 hours. So if you want to find out somebody's for you, it doesn't matter their signs. It really doesn't. It's all about the partnership and what you guys can do together. The signs are just like something you could, it's not, I have to say, it's not all about signs, okay? But what I can say though is that it's a great way to use it to see like how you guys are gonna, you know, cooperate financially, sexually, and communicate. How are you going to communicate with each other? You know what I'm saying? But don't make it all about signs, because then you could be missing out on your love life partner, and all because they're not the sign that you want them to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just typing my information because somebody's requesting.
That's okay. I'm going to post it at the bottom of this anyway, but I have here we have, okay, so like T was asking, I have Lilith, and now I'm not going to read that part, but I wanted to know how would I know what I should be doing with my career and business? You would look at the
Yeah, you have to look at your 10th house and your 6th house energy. So you look at the earth houses, it's the 2nd, the 6th house, and the 10th. Those 3 houses are all about building. It's a building, which is the 2nd. The 6th house is all about strategizing, detailing your everyday life, how you're going to be organizing your process. Whereas the 10th house is your career, how you're going to be remembered, your legacy, like your optimal feeling of fulfillment in this life. That's the 10th house.
Awesome. See, pretty simple. I love that right there. Bang, boom, right to the point.
Okay.
I love you. Okay, what else we got? Let's see. What is the trine and conjunction, Andrea says?
Okay, so conjunction means the same sign. So for instance, if you have a Venus Sun conjunction, if your Venus is in Cancer and your Sun's in Cancer, if they're within 10 degrees of a difference, again, this is advanced astrology, so I'm trying to describe to you what conjunction means. That means it's a conjunction. So it's like the same sign within 10 degrees difference. So you might be 2 degrees Sun in Cancer, maybe you have Venus in Cancer, 7 degrees. That's a conjunction. Whereas trine, it means it's the same element. So Sun is in Cancer, that's water. Trine to Venus in Pisces, that's water. So that's a trine. So that means it's like a mutual understanding between the two. Like they have a really great communication. They understand each other very well. And it's like a gift. It's a natural gift that you have. Whereas conjunctions is extra boost of something. It could be implosive or it could be incredible at the same time. So that's how I would describe it best.
Okay, she put her information there. Great. All right, so we'll just, I wanted to just give Lumi a chance to maybe, if anybody else has a question, this is the time to answer, to raise your hand. If not, I wanted to give Lumi like a little platform to just talk about like astrology and how she feels we should like work with it and what should we look for, what we shouldn't. And, if you want to, excuse me, if you want to find out like your couple of like the most important parts, if I'm an astrologer, if I wanted to tell you as my client, what is the best parts of your chart to look at to just get general guidance? Because most people want to know about money, love, and what else, right? Money and love, right? Those
and fulfillment, feeling good,
right.
feeling confident, feeling great in my life.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to feel confident in my life because I feel like that's the most important component, believe it or not. When you have confidence in yourself, I'm not saying confidence in an ostentatious kind of way or superficial, no, but confidence meaning like you have a really good state of balance and certainty in your direction. That's key, because if you don't have that, that's when you're not in a good career. That's when you're not in a good relationship, because your 2 feet are not anchored on the ground in certainty of your life. So
For sure.
confidence is key, and where you find that, it's your sun sign. It's your sun sign, your moon, and your rising, those big three that we talk about.
Yep.
So when you understand the alchemy between the three, that actually will help you understand yourself to a certain level.
Yeah.
Whereas when you do get a birth chart reading, you definitely could see multi-layers as to what your fulfillment can be found and how it can be found. But the big three is a great place to begin. Now, the rising sign is so important to know, because that's the area in our lives, or it's like our armor. It's like our soul armor. It's how we are equipped in this life. So if you're like a Aries rising, you're equipped in this life to be initiator. You're meant to be a self-starter. You have to really be a pioneer energy in this life. Pioneer, in other words, like you need to really trust yourself and be confident in your approach. So when you learn your rising sign, that's the key. And because that's the one important thing where, I mean, if you understand the nature of yourself, because the rising sign is how you see the world around you and how you want to show yourself up to the world. Now, the thing is, if you don't have a powerful or a good standing of understanding who you are, that's when other people could project over you, and it could kind of dim your light in that respect. Now, as long as you have that strong, firm stance of knowing who you are, that's when love and career and relationships of all sort become better, because it all begins with you.
Yep. I want to say something. Maybe you guys will find this a little weird. One day I was meditating and I heard from my spirit guides that the signs in your chart are the signs of your spirit guides. Now that's what I heard. Like some of them that are here working with you, your spirit guides. Oh, thank you. I just got hit in the right eye so hard. Like, yep, ding, ding, ding. Now that's what I heard. That's what I channeled. Meaning that when you have your birth chart, I swear I just said that and they hit me so hard in the right eye, like boom, right? It's so important. The sixth house. Yes, the sixth house is the health, she's saying. But I got that information. So if you guys are looking at your birth chart, then those are the kind of guides you have around you. They're that sign and they're helping you with that particular aspect of your life. So it's like your spirit guides are those signs and they're helping you with that part of your life. And another thing, I want to talk about masculine, feminine. So for instance, I have like 7 placements of masculine in my chart and not so much feminine. And that can show you how many times you've been a man in your life and a woman in your life, in your lifetimes. I'm just saying like how, because like for me, I've been a man most of my lifetimes and then a woman, a few of them, right? But I was always like, so looking at your masculine and feminine chart can tell you what lesson you came here to learn in this lifetime. So if you're a male right now and you have a lot of feminine in your chart, you came here as a man to learn lessons about how to treat women or something like that. Maybe you had, experiences in a past life that are helping you learn that. Any woman in here, if you've ever felt uncomfortable with your body being a female, like, these boobs, this period, like me, then that means that you've been a man most of the times in your life and you came here in this lifetime to really learn how to be a woman. And those of you who are comfortable being a woman, then you're good. You know what I'm saying? But the ones who do have that discomfort with their own vagina, for instance, I'm not trying to be weird, but like this is truth right here. You have problems with it, or even for me, like when I always said I was bisexual, like, man, I don't like vaginas too much. I don't even like penises. I never knew which one I like because I was so many different things in different lives. So that can help you really discover, why am I like this? Why can't I look at sexuality with men easier? Because you came here to learn lessons of that lifetime in this female or male body. So that could help you with that. It'll help you with
it could have been like a monk energy.
Oh yeah.
You hold on to very strongly. I get
That's life cards. Yep.
Oh yeah, you're totally monk energy from a past life. I feel that from you. And that's definitely something to do with your 12th house, 8th house energy. Like that's what's coming in through. So sometimes when I do read the charts, I do see intuitively with personas that you take on. And you also see that with your South Node energy. So South Node's Capricorn, doctrine, strict. I have to be a certain way. I have to follow this modality. I have to be this way. Like it was just so enclosed. You're like in a cloister. Like that's what I get from you.
It's annoying. Is what it is.
You're like stuck in one place. You're like, I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do this. It was just like, it was so detailed oriented and you lost your sense of self from that.
And thank God, like I've learned, this is what learning about all this has helped me. That's why it's important for you guys to learn about this. Not like you
Yeah.
really, it's an intuitive thing. And she's saying monk thing. And every time I pull a card for myself from past lives,
Yeah, I see monk for you.
comes up every time. Now she was also able to determine which planets and like what type of beings from other dimensions I was connected to.
Fixed
So
stars. I remember talking to you about that. Yes.
Planet Aloth was connected to like
Alioth is the fixed star.
Alioth.
Yeah, it's the bear. Yeah, I remember that. That's with Keanu Reeves. Same one.
You know, I love me some Keanu Reeves. Okay, you guys, do you have any more questions? Because I'm gonna let Yumi go. And we're gonna continue class for maybe another 10, 15 minutes, and then we're gonna head out.
Paris has a question, and somebody else did too, but maybe she got off. I don't know. But Paris has a question. Yeah, I can stay on for you.
Hey, excuse me. I had a question about the rising threes. So, what if hypothetically, like you get the same like element, like me, for example, all of mine are fire, and people get so like scared when they see that. Like, why?
Well, fire is a tough.
I love that. My gosh, you need to be seen.
Mhm.
You
Like,
really
I'm a
have to
Leo
radiate
first.
your shine. You have to trust that too. With that fire, like especially triple fire energy. Oh my God, you're definitely not somebody to be trifled with. Somebody to be, you're like, I own the space and I need to have respect in this life. But that's okay. You deserve it. And that's the reason why you were given this energy, because when you have triple fire, it's an indicator that you need to be an example for people. You have to be the shining light for others to see you. You're like, I own this shine. I want not in any way like a savior complex, nothing like that. But it's more like I lead by my example for my lessons. I'm meant to share my light with other people to follow and be confident in their own shine too. So you're meant to like, it's like almost like a therapeutic energy that you have from what I'm getting. Like you're very comforting. Like if somebody's down, you're like, hey, this is the light. This is the light in your situation. I can get you out of this.
Mhm.
This is how I see you.
Yeah, she's Captain Save-A-Ho for sure.
So triple fire could be really powerful. It's potent and really own that shine that you have.
All right, let me ask you a question. That's it. We're gonna cut the questions off now. I know you're not trying to be biased or like pick favorites, but if you could pick a favorite sign of yours, which sign would that be?
Me?
Yeah.
Scorpio.
Ooh, child. You like them bad, don't you? You like them bad.
Well, my husband's a Scorpio, but
I said it.
the reason why the reason why that was is because I used to hate them when I was a kid. I was like, I hate Scorpios. I don't like them. I didn't like it because I was a kid. I was like, I didn't understand astrology back then. But then once I looked up my birth chart, so that was Scorpio rising. I was like, oh my God, I didn't like myself. And that's the reason why I love Scorpios, because they hold a mirror of your dark self, like your shadow self. Like they really do reveal that in you. And not to say they do it on purpose, but they're triggering in some way to help you realize what you need to heal within yourself. So that's why I love Scorpios in that respect. I love all signs, but the Scorpio energy is something that I carried through for such a long time in my own karmic path. And it's something I have to work with in terms of alchemizing, and I'm doing it through healing work. So that's why I love Scorpio energy.
Amazing, because remember, no matter how perfect we could look or how smart we could sound, everybody's got their own business and healing to go. And I'll share something about Scorpios that I find interesting. There was a Scorpio man, and we would meet up and just have random sex, like in the studio where he worked and shit, or where he's recording music. I'm just telling you this because this is real talk. And we had the best, we'd had the best sex first, and then we'd have the best conversations ever. We talk about the deepest stuff ever. And then there was another Scorpio that I met, and we would meet up. This is like years later, or I don't know, like a year later. And he was also a Scorpio, but he was in his dark Scorpio phase. And when we would meet up, he'd be like, fuck that, and fuck life, and fuck that, do whatever the fuck you want. And he was like really totally opposite. And they taught me to embrace both my dark and light side. And I stopped chasing perfection, and I stopped chasing the darkness. And I realized that I could sometimes be a little dark, and I could sometimes be a little light. I don't have to be perfect all the time. I don't have to be dark all the time. Why can't I just learn a balance in between? And I still struggle with that. I'm that person. Oh my God, I can't believe I just smoked weed. Like, meanwhile, I'm crazy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's like we got to learn to balance with each other. And whatever you're working with in your astrology chart, I would suggest like just find the balance within, man. We got to stop chasing perfection. And I know I'm telling myself that constant judgment, self-judgment. And when I always say, when Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is within you, in the Gnostic text, Thomas asked him, when will you return to us, Jesus? And he said, I will return to all of you when you can stand there, rip your clothes off and stomp on them like a child would. So that's what sin is. It's guilt and shame. And that's what leads you to so-called hell. Telling yourself you're bad and you don't deserve this and you don't deserve that. I really feel like you guys need to hear that, because I feel like a lot of us carry this stupid guilt and this stupid shame that's not even fucking, it makes no sense. It's like not even plausible. And we're sitting here punishing ourselves. And I think that is one of the things we all should stop doing now, if we can.
It's so easy to get into that. I always see guilt and like fear and shame and all of those things I see like a tumbleweed. Like
Yeah.
once it begins, it just keeps turning and turning and turning and turning, grabbing at everything and grabbing at other people's projections. I have projections. Is it my projection? Is it theirs? Like, it's just like you are constantly bombarded by other people's stuff that you're confused about your own issues. The thing is, you have to find that quiet. It's so needed. Meditation. Yeah.
I always tell you Egypt and like the pharaohs and Isis, and I was like, let me just pull one past life card for it. And of course, what comes up? Spirituality. Egypt comes up. Asia, spirituality and religion, and phobias. These things come up for you from past lives. It's funny because I said, like, I was like Egypt.
You always see that with me. Yeah, I've had a past life there.
100%. Not only that, I think like Indian too. Like I always see like India when I look at you. Like I see like
Yeah.
like somebody in the temples. Okay. All right, guys. So
Thank you.
everybody, I'm gonna put her information. Lumi, I love you. Thank you.
I love you too. Thank you.
Amazing as usual. And you can go if you want. You could stick around, whatever you want to do. I wanted to just get a couple of people to just talk about what's going on with them and how they're feeling right now, and just kind of do the whole sharing is caring business right now.
Yeah, I would definitely stay on for a few more minutes, but I'll turn off my video. You do your thing, girl.
We love you.
Love you too.
Wasn't she awesome, you guys? Okay, she's awesome. I love her. And like I said, I got a reading by her, and I don't get readings by people. I just don't, because I just, I give myself readings every day. I wanted to ask you guys, because I heard a lot of people saying they're tired, they don't, there's like draggy energy and feeling crappy. As an intuitive, as somebody who's talking to you as a healer or whatever, I wanted to let you guys know to be extremely gentle with yourself right now. And one of the things my guides have been doing is like these couple of past lives that I saw, like I had a dream this morning that I was with a bunch of witches and they tried to kill us all, and then like we got away from them, and like so these things are being cleared up during Mercury in retrograde. This is the time where things will be cleared up for you. I feel like by May, like May 19th, I'm just saying to you, give it a little bit of time, because if you're feeling draggy, tired, sleepy, listen, just sleep, just rest. Stop saying, I didn't get this done. I need to get that done. All right, you got to go to work. I get all that stuff, but stop pressuring yourself to be like on 24/7, stop pressuring yourself, because this is the time you're going to need that rest, man, because I feel like May, June, July, August are going to be I just know it, like two different worlds, from this energy to like trying to just get the fuck out of bed. Sometimes I can't even shower. That's how tired I am at night. I'm like, I'm just going to go to sleep. And you have to understand that it's going to be like that for a little bit. So is he giving her a ticket? Nah, she didn't get pulled. Is that a cop giving her a ticket? TMO. You got a ticket? You got a ticket? You got a ticket? Did you just get a ticket?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I was ordering my dinner.
I was about to say, motherfucker.
No. I was ordering my dinner.
All right, good. I was like, oh, fuck, is that a cop? Giving her a ticket.
No, no, no.
Because,
No.
I was about to be like, put that cop on the phone. This is her teacher. How dare you? She's in class right now. No. So who wants to talk about what's going on and how you're feeling and what's going on with you and what? Talk about it. Talk about it. Let it out. Go ahead.
This Taurus energy definitely has me feeling like I'm just stuck. Like I just feel like I'm going in absolute circles all the time.
Welcome to the fucking the spiritual awakened ascension role. You're not the only one. Not only that, it could, I don't know who else feels like they've been in sort of like jail, like prison jail at home, like just stuck in the house and like prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been like that for me too. And I'll say to my guys, like, how long am I gonna be locked up for? Like, is this gonna be a long time? Like, how much time do I got? Because I'm a little tired of doing this time, and it's up to us. Ultimately, it's up to us to get up. But here's the thing, you know, when you just feel it, like right now is not the time for me to go out. It's not the time for me to be out with people. It's just not, you know. Go ahead, Asia Marie, tell us about it, because I see you have. I like your little you're like me, you talk a lot with your hands. I like that. Go ahead, tell us a little something about you. What's going on?
Man, a lot. A lot. I'm literally having like a breakdown, I would say, every other day. I'm like always calling my mom, like, I can't do it. I'm gonna come back to New York. I just moved to Florida probably like 7 months ago, and just adjusting, and we're technically homeless and sleeping on couches and stuff like that. It just kind of feels like it's a dead end. And my son is autistic, so I kind of felt bad for taking him away from everything over there. So I am kind of beating myself up, even the people in my job. I watch videos, I do cards myself, so I've gotten messages of I need to speak up. I'm having these breakdowns because I'm keeping it in, and I don't want to, because I'm a Scorpio, and I don't want to come off how I usually come off because it's all built up. And so I'm learning to just speak and let it be free, learning to be logical, learning to be emotional, and knowing when and where to let those emotions out. And I work at Disney, and this is an amazing company. I literally told them yesterday what was going on with me, and they put me on to some stuff, and they're, for me to get an apartment, and they called me today. So things are getting better, but every time it gets better, I already know, like, just like the weather. It's hot, it's nice, and then
don't finish that sentence. Every time it gets better, it gets better. I want you to say that from now on.
Every time it gets better, it gets better.
Because I'm going to tell you, you're here for a reason tonight. You came in for a reason. And this is one of the reasons I do these classes, because it's for you guys to be able to just shit on it. Let it all out, right? So you could talk to somebody about it. But one of the things that I'm going to tell you, if you guys are watching my social media, you'll see that in the past 6 months, I lost a lot of money. My car set on fire. Like, I don't know how much I can tell you. It was like all just downhill, right? And there was just so much drama, but I realized it was all because of, it's like I was manifesting it in a way, but also I'm hearing you're leaving behind this last bit of karma. You see what I'm saying? So when you're going through this part, all of you, just know and understand that it seems hard right now, but there's a reason why this is all happening right now. Yeah, this is all happening right now for this reason. And I'm going to give you this message. I'm going to let you know. Spirit wants you guys to understand. If you're going through this, first of all, it feels like things are like stopping, they're not going there. This is all for a reason. Almost like we need you to get rid of like this bit of the trash that you have in the closet and just take it out. And once you fully, it's all coming back. I'm hearing that song. It's all coming back to me now. So you're going to be experiencing stuff like this. And when you do, I realize one thing is, stop saying, oh my God, I had to tell myself, Flo, stop saying life sucks. This is bullshit. I'm being punished. I had to stop saying that. And now something clicked inside of me. That day my car set on fire. I turned around and I was like, holy shit, like my car is literally on fire right now. Like what is the universe trying to tell me? And they were trying to tell me, when we give you an opportunity from this day forward, now you can learn all these lessons. Am I going to wait to get that car, or should I just have spent that money on the car instead of where it went? You see what I'm saying to you? So everything that's happening, you're learning something from it. So I would highly suggest, if you're going through something that's hard, just write down or say, oh, I'm going through this because I learned this lesson. Okay, I learned this lesson. I learned that lesson. I learned plenty of lessons this year. We all did. But I'm telling you, they're moving up to the 5D. And this is a collective message. We are moving up to the 5D. And the things that we're doing, including myself, that are not serving our highest good, and we keep going back to it, spirit, these ascended beings, they just want to say to me and to all of you, we can't bring that with us to the 5D. It's not possible. So you have to let it all out here and throw it away here, or you're just going to end up, not that it's a punishment or they're threatening you. If we don't finally say, I'm ready for a new story and really mean it, and we keep continuing to say things like, every time it gets better, it gets, and I'm saying, I do that too. That's why I'm telling you, if you could remember my voice whenever it gets hard and just say, I got to stop saying that it's getting worse. And instead of being like, from here on out, if you guys can do this for yourselves and just try to be like, okay, this is happening, but it's going to get better. This is getting better. That's getting better. This is happening so I can get rid of this and things can be better for me. Try to do that. You understand? Because I can't possibly understand what it's like to be a mother and have a child who's autistic. Although the doctor told my daughter is like on the spectrum, but like she's very intelligent also. But when she gets upset, she freaks out and like closes her ears and stuff like this. So I see that as like autistic behaviors. And you know, she doesn't like to be yelled at, but she like has heart attacks when you likes to yell at people. But like when you yell at her, she gets panicky, right? And so I can't imagine what it's like for you to be in this position, but what I can tell you is that it is getting better and it will continue to get better. And so as soon as it feels like it's not getting better, it's not that that's not getting better. I'm hearing your guides say, that's not for you. We want you to settle this time and be happy for real, not like go back to New York and be like, fuck it, I give up. And when you came here to write a new story for yourself, we are not going to let you backtrack. That's what I'm hearing. So everything they're offering you, pay attention to what they're offering you, follow through what they're offering you. Don't be afraid with what they're offering you, and try to, all of us got to be open to this new. Okay, who is that? I just got a sharp ass pain right at the top of my stomach, right under my breast. Is there somebody with pain in the stomach here? Oh my God, I just got stabbed in the right side of the stomach. Does anybody know anybody who passed like that? I feel like I got stabbed in the stomach there. I don't know. So you know, this is happening for a reason. I just want to say that there's a lot of us feeling stabbed in the heart. Okay. All right. Well, that's why that happened right there, Andrea, to let you guys know there's a reason why this is happening. There's a reason why, even though sometimes I want to just be like, fuck the reasons. I don't want this to happen. You know, I really do get in those modes with my guides where I just start getting pissed off and yelling at them. This is some bullshit. Fuck that. How you going to have me? It's like, you know, a husband who has a wife and he's driving a Mercedes and she's out here driving a piece of shit Hyundai or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, I'm supposed to be in the Benz. You supposed to be in the Hyundai. This is my turn, motherfucker. I'll be telling them, like, my spirit guys, I talk to them like that, you know? And there's a good thing about that, because I let them know what I'll accept, what I won't accept, but also who's been feeling like past life or past stuff has been coming up for them. Yeah.
Me.
Mm-hmm. So I just want to give you guys this because lately, the past week or two, it was getting to the point where I would like lay in bed and then like I would be moved, my hand would be moved like big, like I'm talking about like moved. It's not like, oh, a little jump, like it was getting like that. And I had to this whole week keep pushing the boundaries and saying, stop. No, you can't do that. I'm not talking about nothing, guys. I'm talking about I'm sleeping and then there's somebody in my face talking. They're like, yo, screaming in my ear, and I'm trying to sleep. And guess what? I have to set the boundaries. And this is the message. You have to set the boundaries and say, I'm living for me this time. I did it for you, for him, for them, for everyone. And I'm going to put this fucking foot down now. And you're all going to listen to me because I'm living for me. And everybody is going to leave me the fuck alone. It's time for me to live my life. I am tired. I'm tired of being everybody's slave. I'm tired of being everybody's, you know what I'm saying to you? So that's a message for most of you here, I think. when are you going to be sick and tired of doing everything for everybody and just putting yourself second? This is our problem, healers. One of our biggest issues is we sit here doing shit for everybody else and then we leave no energy for us, none, to the fucking point where we're drained and we have no more left. And I gotta say, it's a time and an era that we're gonna be taught to be a little more selfish, to do what's best for you. And everybody else is just gonna have to wait on the trolley. And once you get to that part of the train, you're gonna pick them up out of the seat and be like, I got you now. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I need to focus on me. And many of you I'm hearing are being affected by other people's energy as well. There could be people in the home who don't feel well. I'm hearing drinking something, I don't know, but I'm hearing something about addictions, drinking or something. They could be doing all that and it's affecting your energy. Yeah. My stepfather takes pain medication, and mind you, I had pain addiction problems before, painkillers. And he takes pain medication. And you want to know something? When he takes more than one or two and he's high, basically, and he walks around the house, guess what? I feel fucking high as hell. I'm walking around like, why? And then I see him and he's talking fast, sweating. And I'm like, oh shit. Did something just hit you right there? You're feeling
me?
I see somebody, both of you shaking your heads. Yes, yes. I feel like you guys, somebody got hit by that. So go ahead.
I know in my house, drinking is a thing. And my father's been staying with us and he likes to have a drink. And me, I historically have been known to be the enabler. So and I'm not going to begrudge anyone, let him do what he's going to do as long as it doesn't affect my daughter. And but then something traumatic happened to my daughter recently and I started drinking to cope. Because what's been happening to me in past lives and repeatedly in this life was trying to break toxic cycles. And I don't want to say too much because I don't want to trigger anybody, but
You won't.
I
Let it out.
my toxic cycles have been trying to teach me over and over to go with my gut. And the hardest lesson through it all was not listening to my gut and it coming at the expense of my daughter's well-being.
It's okay. Talk about it. Talk about it. It'll help you so much more. We all have
I hate crying in front of people, so I apologize.
No. You cry, girl. I have cried in front of everybody hundreds of
I
times.
know.
I don't really care what anybody thinks.
I know, and I love you for it, Flo. I do, because and I look up to you. Like we're close in age, but you are so much light years beyond me when it comes to just letting go.
Yeah. But you see a part of me in yourself, which is why you resonate with me. So that means that you can also be achieving the same exact thing. And I still have a lot of things I can't let go of, but I'm not that I can't let go of, that I want to fully let go of, but I'm working still on that. So just talk about it and let us know like what's going on. And maybe we could, you're gonna find a resolution by talking about it. You know what I mean?
My father's daughter has not been in her life, and for a couple years there, my father wasn't in my life because he was dealing with toxic stuff in his home until he ended up leaving his current wife, well, soon to be ex-wife. And anyway, for a while there, I didn't have anybody to help me with my daughter. And I was reaching out to programs and stuff like that, which was great and it helped. But there was a man who stepped in as a father figure to me when my father wasn't there. And he started becoming this surrogate grandfather to my daughter. And he was over complimentary, over generous with us, showering us in gifts.
I know. I already know where this is going.
Yeah.
He molested you.
In retrospect, it was textbook grooming.
But hey, let's That's fine. Cry about it. But let me just say something. If you're blaming yourself, honey, first of all, how the fuck are you supposed to know that? You're just, because guess what? When we have good hearts,
But
when
I
we-
was also trained to, I was trained to read that stuff. I 10 years ago, I was training to become a counselor to help women and children escape abuse.
Okay, now, mind you, forget it. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I'm a trained psychic, whatever you want to call it. Now, if I fall in love tomorrow and someone's cheating on me, you think I'm gonna find out right away, or will it take me a little bit because my love and my emotions are involved? When your love and emotions are involved, you don't see things clearly like as if you would from the outside, right? So for instance, you know, when you see a friend and you're like, you should break up with him because he's not doing you right. That friend can't see it because she's in love and she's stuck there. So you found out. Did you take action? Did you do all that? Everything you needed to do?
I did all I knew to do, which was, talk to her about it, tell her I believed her, and let her know, and she's only a little girl, so I had to explain it to her as best as she could that the police might be involved. Would she be willing to speak with them? And at first she was like leery, and then I explained to her, police are our friends in these instances. So she was all on board for it.
I'm glad you did all that, because remember what they say, if you don't do that when they're that age, they're going to grow up and say, you didn't care about me, nobody knew, you didn't tell nobody, which most of the people that I know have gone through and told their parents, and their parents were just like, shh, it didn't happen. So you gave her, you let her know mommy's always going to be there for you, and that's not okay. So now she knows, and look, I'm getting hit in the right ear here, and I don't know who you have around you, but they told you about it, and that's how you found out. You have a spirit around you. They told you in your ear, like, this don't let him hang
Something
out.
ain't right. Yeah. I kept getting hit here. I kept getting hit back here, like on the side. And I kept getting hit. Like I started getting, like, not to be gross, but I started getting weird sensations in my vagina.
Yeah, because they were telling you this is what's happening. And I'm glad that you caught it when you did. I hope that it was not further than touching and stuff like that, hopefully,
There's no reason to suspect that, like, and I've even checked her over, but I've never seen any blood. I've never, and she only said touched.
How old is she?
5.
Okay. So she understands, and she would understand what that is. And I'm sure, look, you took me a long time to sit here and not be like, fucking kill him, stab him. This took me, because the where I'm at right now, I'm healed. But if this would have been me 6 years ago, I would have been like, where's this motherfucker at? I'm coming to kill him myself. I don't give a fuck. And I would have killed him with a smile on my face.
I keep talking to my guides. I keep telling them, like, I thank God for my daughter, because if she wasn't here, if she was taken from me or anything, I'd be down there now.
Okay. And I'm going to say this to you right now. You just keep continuing to make sure that your daughter knows that you would never let nobody get away with that again. And now you tell her, if anybody ever does, just, what to do, explain to her so she knows, because it happens once, tend to let it happen again because they don't say nothing because they're thinking it's normal. Please make it very clear to her that if that ever happens, she has to tell you right away. Come to mommy, say, I will never be mad at you. Please let her know all that stuff. There's a reason that, God forbid, she gets older and a guy's trying to touch her. She might not know how to say no to him because of that situation. You understand? So,
well, the thing about it too is, like, she's been having nightmares, and one of her nightmares involved another family member, like an actual family member, doing the same thing that he did to her.
What's the family member? Who is it?
My mother's boyfriend. 10 years they've been together.
Don't ever leave her alone around anybody else again. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care.
Well, she's never been left alone with him anyway.
Okay. All right. So, So I'm just saying from here on out, don't leave her alone. Like I just heard something. Ooh, I'm getting hit in the head. Your mom's boyfriend might have been doing that to another little girl. Who's another little girl that's around there? How long has he been with your mom?
10 years.
How old were you 10 years ago?
How, oh, well, I'm 38 right now, so I
Wow.
would have been 28.
There would be no other little girl that's around that maybe she saw something, she was shown something, or maybe she saw that he's a pervert too. You know what I mean? To stay away from him too, you know? All right.
Yeah.
Well, she could have been seeing something else too. Oh,
I,
God.
I felt like I honestly, when she told me that, I had asked her more about it, and I asked her if she thought it was a bad dream, and she said yes. And
Okay.
so then I had to talk to her about the difference between bad dreams and reality.
Yeah. But also,
Uh,
she's seeing somebody else who did it because he's also a pervert, is what I'm hearing. So maybe you don't
oh,
think kids and us are very, we are, my daughter has woken up and be like, Mom, I had a dream that you said to me in the dream that you're leaving for 2 weeks and you were laughing and joking. I was like, oh, she just had a prophecy of me having to go somewhere. I'm going to be doing something that requires me to be gone for 2 weeks. Like, she's seen things in her dreams. For like, my daughter, kids, pay attention to your kids and their dreams and their what they say to you. Kids are psychic. They know so
yeah.
much more than we give them credit for. But just like I said, just continue to talk to her and let her know, that you're always going to be there. And if that ever happens again, never to let it happen again.
Can I say one thing just to add in for you, just to give you a little? That happened to me when I was 8 years old, and I didn't physically see it. I dreamt it, and I woke up and I had like little dots of blood on my panties. And then after, I never said nothing until I was 12 years old to my mom. But I remember having these dreams of my cousin doing this to me, but I never physically saw it. I didn't never wake up. I never seen him on top of me or anything like that. I just had certain dreams. I just wanted to, I don't know, I felt like just letting you know that that has happened to me and I've seen it, and before I even knew what it was.
Many of us will, it's called compartmentalizing. So sometimes when we get raped, molested, hurt by someone, we'll oftentimes be told in our heads, our brains will compartmentalize and tell us that it wasn't real, that it was a dream, that so we can deal with the trauma. Right. So I don't know about anybody else. Has anybody else had this experience as far as when it happened to me? I somewhere along the line told myself in the story that I was riding a bike up a hill and that's why I started bleeding in my vagina. And I took a shower. And then I realized later that's not what happened. Somebody raped me and I was like 6 years old. So that's why I can't stand sex right now. That's why I'm always like, get off me, don't touch me, not like that, not my nipple. There's certain parts of my body you can't touch without me getting freaking out over it, and I don't know if anybody else has had that, but I've compartmentalized like that too, and kids often do that, And listen, I want you all to turn that frown upside down, baby, because I'm gonna tell you something. Unfortunately, I'm gonna say something that might trigger some of you, and it triggered the fuck out of me. I know that. Somebody told me the molester ends up being molested. I don't know if in the past life, maybe I was a child molester. I don't know. Dude, is that easy for me to say? No, but I might have been, because why would I choose to learn the lesson? They usually say the victim comes back as the serial killer as the victim. And as hard as that was for me to admit, I'm like, I may have been that person. I may have been a man and done something like that. And I don't know. So I can't even be mad at the person who did it because something's not right in your brain if you're doing something like that. You got something's going on in the brain and you're not a normal person if you're doing stuff like that, right? So I had to really break down that energy, which is the same thing I tell you all if you got cheated on or somebody did this to you or did that to you. We have to forgive because I know for sure I played the cheater role in many lifetimes. You know what I'm saying? So we have to forgive people even though it's so hard. It's so hard, but we have to, because that free, like I could talk about this to you right now, easy. If you would have seen me 6 years ago, babe, you would have been like, "Are you okay?" I'd be like freaking out, like acting like a total psycho. So it's very important to get to this level where you can say things without it pissing you off or irritating you. Okay, so Jax,
Can I say something?
Yep. Yes, you can.
So I went through that as a child twice, and I mean, growing up, I would blame myself all the time and just be angry at everything and everybody else. And until I spoke up like a couple years ago, and once I did that was like the best thing ever that could happen to me. Just speaking up and letting my family know as well. And it just made me a better person. And I was like, okay, that's not, you know, it was never my fault. And I was able to forgive them, which made me feel very good.
That's
And because I went through it when I was 4 and 8. So
wow. And it's so hard to think about that type of stuff, you know.
it was hard for me, but now it's like I can talk about it. I don't cry about it. I'm like, oh, it, you know, it happened, and I try to understand why. You know, they're the bad people, not me. You know, like my dads, they did it to me.
And you take
Because first they would blame me. But I'm sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you take your own power away. You like giving them so much power when you give that person all of that, you know, authority over your life. So Jax, one of the things one of the things you could do is, hold on, let me just see if Jax.
Sorry about that. Sorry, my daughter just come up from her room.
One of the things you could do that I love the most is empower her by saying, you know, you did such a great, you are so brave, you are so strong. And, you know, like when she gets a little older, you could talk to her if she ever brings it up, just make sure to empower her and to let her know how powerful she is for saying something, and how powerful she is for not being afraid, and give her the power back and tell her just to forgive and let go, because she doesn't want to grow up an angry person because of it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. No, and I did. I praised her up and down for telling the truth. We went into the cop shop when it was time to do so, and we were telling them everything. Like, well, she had her turn first.
I'm so happy you went to the policeman, because that right there, that will be the difference between her living her life normal or not, right there, because she's seen that mommy took action.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And I gave her the backbone to do it, because I told her ahead of time there is a possibility he might go to jail. And at first she cried because, you know, she loved him. That was her papa. And, you know, like, she loved him. And so I just explained to her, it's okay. Like, you know,
people have to pay for their responsibilities. When you do something in this life and you do something wrong to people and you hurt somebody who trusts you, they have to pay for their own responsibilities. That's when you grow up and your friend steals in the store, are you going to go to jail because your friend stole? No, she has to do that time. You have to, you know, but I want you, Jax, one of the most important things I want you to do is forgive yourself. It's time.
It's tough because, you know, it was around, like, it was just a week or two before that class where we were talking about manifestations, and you were showing us that video of I think it was the Palladians talking to us.
Yeah.
Just basically about our reality. We manifest our reality. So it was hard for me not to blame myself, because for a while there, I was saying to myself, like, how could I have manifested this?
No, it's not. I don't. So when I say we manifest things, I don't think it's that we manifest. Like, we already chose lessons, right? That we're going to learn, right? And these lessons were going to come to us. So I wouldn't say that we manifested that, like, I'm going to make this happen. It's more along the lines of, that was the journey that you were taking. That's just the direction of the journey you were taking. But when we manifesting, I'm talking about like bad things happening to us. I don't feel you can manifest things for a person to happen. You don't control anybody's life. And also remember, your daughter may be learning a lesson she was meant to learn in this lifetime. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't know the situation. So that's why it's important to forgive yourself. Okay. I know it's hard.
Get that.
I know it's hard. And if you start to forgive yourself now, you'll be free from all this shit. You will be free from it. And we love you and thank you for sharing with us. Very, very brave of you.
Can I say something?
Yes, anybody who wants could say something.
I just want to say I really respect Jax for actually taking initiative to listen to her daughter and do something about the situation. I have a younger sister. We have different dads, same mom. And my youngest sister got molested twice by two different family members over on her father's side. And my mother and my youngest sister's father failed to do anything about it. And I've let go of a lot of things that my mom has done to me, but that one particular thing, I'm having a very hard time letting go. I can't understand where, like, I feel like my mom is kind of like, nothing's a big deal unless it happens to her. And I try to make it a big deal. And I did it in the wrong way. I went after the two family members at both different times. When I found out that happened to my youngest sister, I got in a lot of trouble. I almost got arrested. I don't care. Like that's how I knew how to handle it. And I just kind of felt like, because my mother and my youngest sister's father didn't make it a big deal, it didn't matter when I did. And my youngest sister just, like, she still chooses to try to be around these people. And I just feel like because my mother didn't take a stand, or her dad didn't want to believe it, now she's kind of like, she just kind of goes on and acts like nothing happened. And I'm having a hard time with letting it go. It's almost like it happened to me and I had to figure it out.
Well, I mean, in a sense it did. Your sister is a part of you. She's a part of your blood, a part of you. But I think maybe sitting down with your sister and just like asking her if she could help you let go of it, type of thing, right? So she could feel like the responsible one, like she's helping you let go of something, and she could feel like she's doing something important. And by helping you let go of it, guarantee you she's gonna let go of it too.
Yeah, because I don't even like having conversations with my mother at all, because that's all I want to spew out. And I just, obviously, I know that's not the greatest thing because I want to attack her for it. And I haven't healed that part of me. So I just more or less like, okay, I'm going to stay away until I can move forward as a better adult and communicate this all properly.
And I think that you have absolutely every right to be upset with your mom. And I really think that, honestly, I would be upset too. But I want you to understand something, like, almost like they're all living in their la la daisy world, and you're sitting here suffering for it because you're the empath and the light worker of the family, and you're taking on all of their pain. And so what you need to do now is just say, you know what, it's not mine. I'm letting this go now. And if you can, I know it's hard, but you have to, because I remember my sister being so angry because she heard that the first drug I ever took was with one of my male cousins. He gave me an ecstasy pill, and from there I was hooked. I was like, yes, I love these, more. And so she's still angry at them. And I tell her all the time, you got to forgive everybody because you're putting that pressure on yourself. I've let it go. Everybody else let it go. Let it go. So I'm going to tell you right now, if you can't let it go, the best thing to do is sit down and talk to her and like act like she's giving you a therapy session. And what it's really going to do, and even though she can act like it doesn't bother her, she's going to help you get over it. And then she's actually going to like get over it with you. You're going to do a healing together. Like with my sister, when I was telling her about what happened to me when I was younger, she told me, and she's never told nobody this, that one of my cousins raped her. And then I was like, what? And then she got massive healing from it. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because I spoke to her about how I felt, and I asked her about how she was feeling. So maybe you could sit with her and be like, can I just talk to you? Please don't get mad. This is about me. I need to let something go and forgive mom and forgive all these people. How do you feel about what happened to you? Because honestly, I'm still angry about it. Can you tell me how you feel? And then let her talk. Don't talk. Just talk until she talks it all the way through, and just be like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. You didn't deserve that. And she says, it's fine. And whatever it is, be like, I know, I'm just telling you that as your sister, I have to protect you and I love you. And that's my job. But I'm going to release this and forgive everyone and let it go. And I want you to do the same thing and forgive me for my reaction because I care about you. Have a conversation where like that. And you're going to see, like, it's like, you're going to hear angel voices in the background. Oh, like a healing is going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's important for you because I could see that you're a lot like my sister. She's still. Good.
I do recommend that. Because when I tried to tell my mom, like when I was around 20, I was angry at that time, and so she didn't believe me at all. She's like, "Oh no, you're just saying that because you're mad." So that shut me down. I'm like, okay, if she doesn't believe me, nobody else is gonna believe me. So then, like 12 years later, I didn't say nothing about it, didn't talk about it. Then 12 years later, I was like, okay, it's time to like actually say something and speak. So then once I told her, she totally, like, it was so different. She believed me and she started crying. She was apologizing, like, oh, I'm sorry, I never believed you. And then she told me, that she went through the same thing, that happened to her as well.
Yeah.
So
As a parent, it's our knee-jerk reaction to just try to not shut it down, but it's like we don't want to believe the worst can happen to our own children.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
And when she first told me, I went into immediate shock and disbelief, and I accidentally blurted out, "You think I want to hear this? Is that why you're saying that?"
Yeah.
And she didn't skip a beat. She said no. And I said, "No, mommy." And I said, "I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, no." Uh, so, and then I started asking her more questions just to get a little bit more from her and to let her know that I believed her and I'm sorry that, that happened to
Happy.
her.
You should be really proud of yourself because right now we could be having a whole different conversation. We
Yeah.
could be having a conversation that says that you didn't believe her and you went against her. And then honestly, I don't know if I would have been able to forgive you, to be honest with you, because one thing I can't stand is a mother who don't listen to their own kid. And you know what? Even if they are lying, that's still your kid. It's still your kid, and you should listen
Yep.
to them no matter what. And loyalty goes with your children and your parents, and that's just how I feel. Okay. And like, no matter what my mom has ever done or any of that, I will never turn around and tell any of her business to nobody. I'm not gonna be like, "It's my mom." No, I don't give a fuck. It's my mother. Like, I'm not, even my sister and everybody. I'm not gonna turn around and be like, my sister this, my brother that. That's their business. Like, I'm not, you got to have loyalty where loyalty lies. And you had the loyalty, you looked out for your daughter, you listened, and you're going to be okay. All you need to do and work on right now is forgiving yourself. So ask your spirit guides to show you in your dreams, how can I forgive myself? How can I let this go? How can I move forward from this? And one of the things they're going to tell you most of all, I think, is just to continue to do what you're doing right now. Continue to listen to your child. Don't over baby her now because that happened. That's one of the mistakes we make. Oh, what's the matter? Okay, I'm sorry, honey. Like, don't do that because you're going to think that every time she gets upset, it's because of what happened that one time. That's what you're going to think. So it's not. It's just that they're kids and they have emotions. So don't, same thing goes with you with your sister. That's not what it is. As some people are really able to let go of things really quickly, and let's not forget that. Just because we can't, that doesn't mean they can. But she's still young. She still has time to heal from this, and she's going to be okay. Many of us have gone through it, and we turned out okay. And we turned out okay without our parents supporting us. So you think about that for a moment. Okay? All right. So, all right, guys, I love you. Anybody else want to talk about anything before we go? Anybody want to discuss anything at all?
Can I say something quickly?
Yes.
So, I keep on having I don't know, it's like a past life, like dreams or something about something related to like essaying. And like in this past life, I had a twin that was autistic, that was like nonverbal, and like I think I was also autistic, but then the nonverbal twin was like getting like, because she couldn't like communicate properly, she was getting like essayed by the like step parent in that lifetime, and like she ended up, I think as an adult she ended up like killing herself or like dying in
That's
some
not your
way.
Karen, that's not your twin, that's you're seeing.
Oh.
Yeah. So sometimes
Right.
girl will show us somebody who looks like us and we'll think it's our twin sister or our sister. It's actually, they're showing you as if it happened to someone else, so it's not as hard for you to see it.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just showing you about that past life, that you killed yourself because of the abuse and stuff. And if you're carrying any of that right now, like let's say if somebody talks to you a certain way or calls you stupid or something like that, it triggers you. You see what I'm saying to you? If you get triggered at all when somebody's calling you dumb or stupid or what's wrong with you? Can't you understand me? You know what I mean? And if you get triggered by that, it's because of that lifetime. So that's what your guys are showing. They're trying to heal that lifetime.
Yeah. I mean, I have autism in this lifetime too. So makes sense.
There you go. And if you ever feel like triggered when someone talks to you like that, that's because you ended up killing yourself for it, and it pisses you off that people can't understand. So in this lifetime, it's to embrace the autism. It could either be a curse or it could be an extreme gift. I know a lot of very wise autistic people. You know what I'm saying? So do you understand that?
Yeah.
So does that help you heal that a little bit more? Like to understand, okay, all right, so I killed myself in a past life. So what, bro? I've shot people in past lives. I've shot myself. I've done a whole bunch of shit. It is what it is. Like at this point, oh my God, no matter what you show me, it's not going to affect me. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. And like if they're showing you something, it's not because they're trying to trigger you. They just want you to understand it.
Yeah, that
right?
makes sense.
Okay, so that's going to help empower you. So, oh shit, like I really went through this lifetime with my, you could call it so-called disabilities, right? I went through that, and look at me now. I'm doing well in this lifetime. You came back with the same disability almost, kind of, right? In order to learn that lesson, to be able to just accept it and not judge yourself for it. And then instead of killing yourself in this lifetime, you're going to live all the way through. You see what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah, because you're not going to go this time around. You're not going to let somebody make you feel so bad that you kill yourself over it. This time around, you're like, fuck it. I'm autistic, whatever. And one of the things I'm hearing for you very strongly, you have to start dating people that are not going to take advantage of your kindness, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because you do
Yeah.
tend to let people get away with a lot of stuff, Karen, a lot of stuff.
Mm.
You understand?
Yeah.
That's a message for you, because they might look at just anything. They might look at it like they can take advantage of you, like, you know, yeah. So I just got pinched in the heart again. There could be, what is that? So you're getting pinched at the heart by the heart chakra. So, okay, so that's what I'm going to say to you. And I want you to empower yourself over that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You want to ask anything else?
Can I?
No, that was it.
Is that it? Okay. Thank you, Karen.
Flo, can I say something?
Of course.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Flo. I was being called, I tried even to direct message her, TMO. I don't know what her proper name is. I was feeling guided to ask her if she had tried plant medicine to let go, or to, and then I just kept waiting to see if she saw my direct message. And then as everybody keeps talking, I'm just, our traumas cause us to have anxiety, depression, this, that, whatever. And I guess I'm just, for those who are interested, explore plant medicine perhaps to be a way to release and heal. That's it. I was just being guided to say that for everybody. At first it was
it is a great way to do that. A great way to do that. But all right, I'm just gonna really quickly just tell you guys what I'm hearing here. Okay. Something about 4 years, and I'm going to say this. We got to start learning that not everybody's going to be there for us like we would be there for others, right?
Yeah.
Stop holding on to that fantasy. It's a fantasy.
Yeah.
When you're a good person, you give back. And I'm not going to say we're all good people per se, but when you're a good person, you give back. You're there for people, you're nurturing, you're giving, you're caring. What do you expect? You expect the same thing in return, right? And then people don't do it, and now you're jaded, and now you trust nobody, and now you hate everyone. So what are we all going to do from here on out? First of all, rule number 1, slow down, take time for yourself, and try to be selfish, but not in the kind of selfish way where it's like, I'm this big fat asshole who's going to fuck you, everybody, die. You know what I'm saying? More along the lines, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
This moment on, you are going to sit in your fucking house and you're going to say to yourself, like, does that bring me joy? This person wants me to do this and do that. Is that going to bring me joy? Or am I going to go and I'm going to be drained the whole time I'm there? Like, I'm getting hit in the head right now so hard. This is so important. There might be something coming up, or somebody might invite you somewhere or do something. Is it bringing you joy? Do I really need to go there? Do I really need to be with this person at this time? Because this is be the moment you're getting tested right now. You're getting tested.
God.
Yeah, it's okay. What's going on with you? You could tell us real quick.
Hi guys. Hi everybody. I'm just so blessed. First of all, Flo, I'm like fangirling over you. So this is a big deal. and I'm just so happy to be here with everybody. I don't know if everybody's been experiencing this, but I went through a period 2 weeks ago where I felt like I just wanted to sleep, or I just wanted to rest. I didn't want to do shit. And I was hard on myself. Like I should be doing something, but spirit was like, sit your ass down. Like I couldn't fight it for shit. And then my sister calls me, my older sister was like, I've been feeling tired and drained out of nowhere, and I just want to sleep. That was 2 weeks ago. And now I have all this fucking energy, and I'm just like, you know, working on some projects on my own, but I just been feeling the hardest thing for me has been boundaries. I live in a with roommate situation, and when you live with toxic people that are not aligned with you, you are being fucking tested. I feel that right now. And I feel like I'm not the only one going through that. I feel like a lot of people are going through that right now. And how do you know the difference when, because I am a Pisces, so y'all know I'm crazy. I wear my stuff on my sleeve. Pisces, I'm, you know, and I just feel I can't fake my emotion. So how do you say you're not, okay, I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to keep the peace in my house, but I'm not fake. But I'm still nice to the people that are toxic. They're not necessarily toxic to me. They're just toxic people. They're going to, you know, they are victim mentality, you know, and I'm just
I want
trying.
to say something. I want to say something.
Okay, thank you, Flo.
First thing Spirit is saying is, why do you feel like it's up to you to keep the peace in that house? Why are you one who has to keep the peace? Answer that first. Go ahead.
Oof. I guess I'm trying to keep my own peace of mind.
Right. But
We
you're
water
trying,
signs.
you're trying to keep your own peace of mind, but what you're trying to do is have everybody be in the same energy as you, and you live in a house with fucking basically strangers, right? They're they're your roommates, right? They're not people that you need to be fixing your shit with. I think more along the lines, again, what Spirit's saying is, think about what you're doing. What they're doing, and they're toxic. I know you're a healer. You want to walk around. You want to fix you want to sit down with them and have a kumbaya session. And, you know, and you see like you see right through them a lot, you know, and I see this a lot with you. But I feel like, especially as Pisces, if because you guys are so beautiful, because when you care about people and you want to help fix them, you actually will fix somebody if they're all fucked up. You can do that for them. But this is where your guides are telling you, just do what you're doing and try every time you try to, every time your brain goes, because don't forget, you're also hearing other people's thoughts in that house.
Yes.
You'll be in the room
Yes.
and you're hearing telepathic communication is a real thing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What are you gonna do? Do what I do. That's what when Spirit starts talking, I'd be like, I don't care. It's not my business.
Oh my God, Flo, my left ear is ringing right now, really, really loud.
There's, you see that left ear thing? And I got my third eye I got heat in my third eye right now. You see that left ear?
Yeah.
When I get a tap on my left from my spirit guys, they're telling me, don't listen to these voices. This is not for you. This is not it. No. And the answer is no. And then they'll tap me on the right ear when something's right for me. That's how I identify with my guides. And it's the only way that my guides, here's the thing, I believe strongly that only my guides can do those things to me, like tap me in the head or tap me in the right ear. Nobody else, spirit can't do nothing like that. They can't even come close to me like that. And that's what I believe. So when you're getting tapped in the ear, when I just said to you, stay out of it and stop. And it was
loud.
Don't listen to that. They said, do not listen to that. What she's telling you, all those voices that come to you, cut them off like a snake. You got to cut the snake's head off.
Okay.
Right?
So I will ask this. Okay, so I will tell you this. One of my roommates, she's my friend. She's the Libra.
Okay.
I live with she and her boyfriend and her kid. So it's difficult because I stay out of the relationship, but I found out a lot of unhidden shit about her too. And I'm like questioning, like, oh shit, this is what Spirit was trying to reveal to me. So now that I know this, I'm like, I'm out. I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here.
I think you actually do need to get out of there, because I feel like it's a very toxic environment for you, and where you're at spiritually and emotionally, they're not. So I would get the fuck out of there. Flo, I keep having flooding flashbacks of when my sisters used to give me extreme silent treatment when I was very young, and then vision of my mom when she was super young, being beat and kicked by my dad, and she's howling, crying in pain. I thought I could let go of the past abuse. What can I do? So real quick, let me finish up with you, babe. Lakeisha, I really think it's time for you to move out, honestly, because that's the first thing I heard was she got to get out of there. I personally, as somebody who's spiritually in tune as much as you are, could not live with roommates. I can't do it. I can't.
You can't do it. Exactly. Okay. Well, thank you.
I mean, if
Go
it's
ahead.
possible, if you can, if you can get out of there, do it.
Okay. Well, yesterday you gave a strong message, and you already told me in the reading. I could tell everybody because I don't care. I'm free.
Me
You already
too.
told me, like, I didn't even ask you, and you were saying to people, June, you're gonna move. That
Yep.
was that I claimed. I don't know how God's gonna do it, or spirit, whoever gonna do it, but I'm claiming June. I'm gonna be up out of here. So thank you for that.
Well,
I really appreciate it.
and you will. I love you.
I love you. Mwah.
Stick around, man. Keep getting that healing happening. Keep focusing on yourself. That's another thing I'm gonna say. Okay, so I keep having flooding flashbacks. When my sister used to give me extreme silent treatment, and I was very young, and then a vision of my mom when she was super young being beaten, kicked by my dad, and she's howling, crying in pain. I thought I let go of the past abuse. What do I do? So I feel like when I hear like the sisters were giving you silent treatment, I feel like almost like when one of the kids is well aware of what's going on and the other ones are one is the black sheep, the light worker, the one that knows what's going on, and the other ones don't know. They're just more in their like shadow and they don't know. It's like almost like they ignored you because of their, I'm getting hit in the head here so hard, man. They ignored you because like you knew a lot and you were way more advanced than them, and not that they hated you or none of that, but they were almost, I hate to say this, like I see jealousy. I don't know if this is for you, for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big time.
Yeah. And
Oh,
it's like you're punishing yourself for that shit too. It's not fair. And when you're getting the vision of your mom being kicked and beat by your dad and she's howling and crying in pain, it could very well, no, it is that you also went through this in a past life. And so it's hard for you because does your mom acknowledge what happened with the beatings and stuff?
she acknowledged that she wasn't treated right, but I think she just downplays it still till this day. I wasn't even alive when that actually happened, so it was weird for me. I was having a vision of something that was her memory.
Yeah, or you were having a vision of something that's your memory from a past life. Because remember, we play the roles of our moms, our dads, our sisters, our
Right.
brothers. Oftentimes I'll have dreams I'm arguing with my sister and I realize, oh shit, I think that's me in the dream. Like I'm yelling at myself and they're showing me as my sister because I would recognize her as me because that's my sister and I look like her or whatever it is. So I feel like there's a healing you need to do with 100%. If this is what Spirit's saying, that's what you need to heal, that part of your past life because you were abused like that too. And I'm going to say I got to say this. Ouch. Oh, I just fucking felt that. I just felt like somebody stabbed me in the back of the head. Oh God, like right here in this part right here. Like I just saw that, that feeling you get in your teeth. I'm tasting like iron blood. Oh God. And I think this is the reason why I'm telling you this. So you can get over it. Man, this is disgusting. I feel grossed out right now. So I feel like can I just tell you so you can just know it and you just get over it? You got stabbed in the head back here, and the knife went like through your head, and then blood was coming out of your mouth. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you ever feel like you died in a past life? Are you ever afraid that you're gonna get an abusive relationship?
Yeah, because it happened with all through my family, my sisters, just pretty much everybody. So
Okay.
And then I by my dad. So
what am I telling you here? That you have to heal your past life with this.
Yes, exactly.
Spirit was showing. So I'm going to say this real quick before I forget what they said. Spirit was showing you in the context of your mother and your sisters and all that. Okay, this is going to sound weird, but your sisters giving you the silent treatment for me is like nobody acknowledging that you are getting your ass whooped and somebody's killing you. Like as if people stood there and watched you get hurt and nobody said nothing. You understand?
Yes.
So you're seeing them as the silent treatment, but in this lifetime, they're all experiencing what you experienced because they watched you experience that in a past life. Nobody stepped in, and because of it, you died. You see what I'm saying to you?
Yes, 100%.
All right. So, and that's a message from spirit. Like that was coming out of my higher self right there, giving you the message that you've watched yourself get hurt. Like they want people, they were involved somehow, and it was a whole big thing. And in this lifetime, your energy is to forgive everyone. Again, we're always have to forgive people, but this is for specific things, right? So what you can do is just ask you guys to show you and make you aware of like what you're forgiving and why, how you should forgive it and what you should do, and then just start to work on that. Just slowly release it.
Okay, thank you, because it's been really, really hard. I have to deal with them soon to have a whole sibling conversation, all of us, in regards to taking care of my mom. And right now, their communication with me is just really fucked up.
Okay. They're jealous. They're jealous because a lot of the things that they go through, you don't. So when you talk to them, they look at you like you think you're better than us. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm seeing right now. So if you can, when you talk to them, just let them know. Just try to step back and be like, I love you guys so much. And I think about you guys. I worry about you guys. If you ever need somebody to talk to, I'm here for you. Hopefully we can figure this out together as a team. Let them see that your ego is out of the way and that you're willing to put yourself down to their level, almost in a sense. Try not to go in there like Miss Know-It-All, because you are Miss Know-It-All and they're not. Okay. I'm just gonna say it just like that. Like it's like you know what to do, and they're more like, we know better. You're stupid. I don't know. That's the energy I'm getting. It's almost petty, This is why you have to forgive them. Are they younger than you?
No, one is 9 years older, one is like 20 something years older than me.
Would you say that you're a lot more mature than them and a lot more like
yeah, especially now on a spiritual level. Yeah.
All right, so just go in there and forgive yourself and forgive them for being there and not doing nothing about it. This is not your past life. And this lifetime, if they don't want to act right, then you just let them be who they are, and you just try to slowly forgive yourself, forgive them, forgive your dad, especially your dad and whoever this person was who played your husband, I'm hearing, in a past life. So maybe just forgive them too, okay?
Thank you, Flo. Appreciate it.
And that will help you really let go. All right, guys. How's everybody feeling after this class? You good? Everybody good? Good. All right. So we'll come back again this week, okay? I'm gonna take a long ass nap right now because I'm shot, but I love you guys so much. I hope you guys had a great class, and I will see you guys again this week, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Flo.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night. Good night,
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, Flo.
everybody.
Love you
Yeah,
guys.
Bye,
good
Flo.
job. Howdy, bye, bye, Danny, bye, everybody, bye, Christy, bye, bye,
Bye, Flo.
Abby, bye, bye.
See.
Bye, bye, bye.